First of all, I welcome all of you, and special thanks to WCC Genetic for bringing us together. We are moving, or should I say, this COVID is now subsiding, hopefully. So it's good to be here on a rising growth story. And thank you to the panelists as well to be a part of this discussion, which, according to us, is the next keystone or milestone which we need to pass together and to ensure that we are doing it in a sustainable manner. So very glad to be a part of this panel. Beginning with the Nigeria Cashew. So Nigeria approximately is accountable for 7% of the global crop. We are estimating it around 250,000 tons because there is some amount of the material going cross-border as well. So there is less than the 20% of the total production of Nigeria which is being processed locally. The crop is majorly exported out to India and Vietnam. The two major crops, which is no news to anyone here, is Ogomoso and Kogi. So if you see the dark green areas are the major production areas, and the lighter green ones are the lesser or the lower production areas, so as to speak. So the typical differences between these two varieties comes from the nut counts as well as the peelabilities. However, when we see this, the overall between around Oyo River region and the Kogi region, that's the major production area for Nigeria. We are based out of Ebafo, next to Lagos. Yeah, just to give you a brief here, this is our presence across the board there in Nigeria, bringing us things of dedicated customer base and established quality standards. And obviously with our presence on the ground, it helps us to ensure that the quality that we are receiving for our processing also is on par with the customer requirements which we have. This is just a brief, should I say, a bird's eye view of what we are doing in Nigeria. So, coming to the factors which are impacting the true potential for Nigeria is the low levels of investment which we have on the ground, lack of encouragements for the cashew processing investments, the higher costs of processing, which already has been identified and has been highlighted by a lot of speakers already. It's the same case in Nigeria as well, where the higher cost of infra or the higher cost of higher interest costs, because let's face it, in Africa we are holding our material for 8 to 9 months, which already has been highlighted by Maya before me. So this is something which is across the board for Africa and the cashew producing countries. We need to do something where the holding costs as well as the inventories. So how can we resolve the issue of this carrying cost? That could be a big game changer, because that will bring us in par with the Indian and the Vietnamese counterparts which we have, where their average holding maximum is up to about 3 months. Low incentive among the gatherers. This results in a lot of nuts which are being lost in the farms itself. At the same time, the drying of the cargo, which all of us sitting in this room understand that that's one of the major key value parameters for RCM. That is something where we feel that adequate encouragement should be done structurally, so that automatically the cashew which is coming up is well dried. Effectiveness of the export incentive policy, I'll actually take around 2 minutes on this, or a minute please, if I can. The idea being that yes, there is an EEG. The problem that we face is that in Nigeria, the currency is one issue as well as the payments for these. So if 10 to 15% of value is blocked over a period of time with the depreciating currency, that the impact which is supposed to be a positive is not, not received as processors. So other things which have already been highlighted is the lack of ancillary industries, be it repair and maintenance, be it the machine spare parts, be it the machines themselves which are today being manufactured in India or Vietnam. That's the processing angle of it, where we are talking about the equipment. The other aspect of it is the off products or the byproducts while processing, like shells or the DCNSL plants. So DCNSL plants can further be broken down to resins, which is a different kind of industry, but we are yet to see that being developed properly in Africa. Africa. Promotion of cashew consumption or lack of local demand is another thing which we feel, I'm sure most of us will agree as well, that if that comes up, that can be another game changer. So coming to the last part of it, which is the scaling up. So growth of local processing in Africa is somewhere where I think all of us agree that yes, that's the way forward. The increased awareness towards the health benefits is something which is on way already, which we feel. However, this needs to be at par. There is still some gap between what the destination markets are doing and what we are doing as an industry or as a fraternity here in Africa. Probably we can, scale it up a bit more. Cashew as an ingredient is something which we can really see in Africa, as there is a good amount of cashew paste and cashew butter. Markets which the potential exists because there is a usage which is there. Although this is something which is not yet fully tapped. The current logistics challenges which have happened because of the higher freight rates, this actually gives us an opportunity where the African cashew processing countries can we replace Vietnam in becoming the preferred supplier, and also with the origin switch option to customers. So we have from Africa. There are multi-origin players, so with the origin switch option to the customers, you have a multi-origin processor which is risk diversified supply to the destination markets. And lastly, not least, the sustainable supply of cashews to the aware customer. The customers are already aware, which we have already heard in the US and the European markets. As more awareness grows, more and more people want to know where the cashew that they're consuming that comes from. All this then comes under a fully digitalized cashew supply chain, where it's just a matter of your holding your mobile and scanning some side of the code, and you know where it is being done, so that the consumer is completely happy and satisfied with the purchase. You, as a responsible player, are upfront and happy with serving your customer, as well as serving your supplier and the farmer, and being part of the growing supply chain. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Mr. Abhishek Mishra from Valency, processing in Nigeria and fully committed for scaling up, including the processing, including the consumption, and I suppose also the consumption in Africa, and I hope the consumption in Cote d'Ivoire, and I hope the consumption in the room.